My pulse raced. My chest pounded. I could feel my heart, my head getting flushed. My face was burning. A heart attack? No, Mr. Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, it was not a heart attack. I learned that I had to give a speech. I'm sure each and every one of you have had this symptom at one time or another. Perhaps you've never given a speech. But think back to the days when you were in school. The teacher announces that there's an exam. All of a sudden, your pulse races, your heart pounds, your face becomes hot and flush. What did your instructors tell you? What do they tell you today? We never paid any attention. They always said, begin preparing sooner rather than later. Don't burn the midnight oil. Don't cram for that exam the night before. Well, we didn't do it. But if you're going to prepare for a speech, the first thing you must know, the first essential element is prepare sooner rather than later. This will not keep away the butterflies. They'll still be in the stomach, but they're going to fly in formation. It's going to help you do a much better job. The second element in preparing your speech is to understand what a speech is. It's not talking. We all talk. Now, I realize that some of you wives would wish that the husbands would talk more to them. But a speech is really a painting with words. And it's the painting that's to tell the story. It's like when you go to the art museum. You see these paintings by these master artists, and you don't look at the brush strokes, you look at the painting itself. And that's what a speech is. Abraham Lincoln once said about a fellow attorney, he can elicit so few facts from so many words. So few facts from so many words. Well, a speech is just the reverse. It's just the opposite. What you want to do, the third element in preparing for a speech, is recognize the audience you're speaking to. Because every audience is different. They're made up of different people. You can be speaking to a highly intelligent group like this, or you can be talking to a group of fifth graders. And how you prepare depends upon the audience. And then what you want to do is use your subconscious mind in coming together with a speech topic and ideas for your speech. All of us every day have what I call dead time. We have tasks that we can do without thinking. For example, this morning in showering, we did not have to think about taking the soap and soaping our body. This is something we do. It's a habit to us. So what I suggest is when you're showering, start thinking about that speech topic, ideas that you want to bring forth. It's best when you're going to give a speech to talk about something you're familiar with. But if not, you're going to have to go out and do research, and a lot of research. At the evening before you go to bed, think about your speech project. In the morning when you wake up, you'll have some ideas. Always have with you a pen and a notepad. So when you get out of the shower, you can write down your ideas. When you wake up in the morning, you can write down these ideas. Once you have the content in your mind, then what you want to do is go forth and find somebody and try these ideas out on that person to see how they work. What you want to do is not find your best friend. That person is your best friend because he or she sees the greatest quality in you and would not be able to recognize faults that you have. I've been married 45 years, and I don't think my wife has ever found any fault with me. On the other hand, you don't want to use your worst enemy, because even if you give a speech greater than Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, your worst enemy is going to find a lot to tell you about that speech that is not good. Find a neutral person that can objectively talk to you, explain to you what is good about your speech and what is not. Then what you want to do as you're getting ready to practice your speech is stand in front of a mirror and also play a recorder. I use a mirror and a recorder to practice. The mirror shows me the same thing that each one of you are seeing. And I apologize for what you're seeing. I know it's not much. And it also lets me know whether I'm using gestures correctly, what other problems I may have. And I go through and I listen after I've taped it to find out where my strong points are and where my weak points are, where I could put humor into the story, because you always want humor in every story. And I can also use this recording to tape myself and know how much time I'm using, because each speech has a certain time. You want to stay within that time frame. And then the next thing, and the final thing you want to do is practice, practice, practice. You want to have a very solid opening. Why? Because people come to a group meeting like this with problems from work, problems from home, and you want to grab their attention. If you're the first speaker like I am, I have to take you as you are. Now, the second speaker is going to have a problem because he is going to have to get you people thinking about him and not this wonderful speech I just gave. Then you want to have a clear ending so that people know that they should do something. What you can either do is summarize the things you've told them, or you can give them a call to action. And in between the opening and your conclusion, you want 2 or 3 points to give to the people. Now, if you follow all of these elements that I set forth, and I do have them written out, and they'll be available after the meeting for you to take home, then you will use preparation to make you a strong, effective speaker. Mr. Postmaster.